When you have arrived at the end that you have sewn all the rectangle of the Velcro, you make a point, and in the other side you have to make a knot. And put the finger on, that in this way the knot remains next to the fabric, and cut. Okay, what we are going to do the other part. We are going to sew the other part of the Velcro. So I make a knot to the longest part of the thread. You know that there is a thread that is free, and I take the other part of the Velcro and I put the part of this Velcro like this, and this like this, and the other Velcro I have to put in the way that more or less the half of the Velcro has to be outside, like this. And it's important that this part of the Velcro is in this side and the other one in the other side. It's very important. Don't sew the other Velcro like this, because in this way you cannot close the Boc'n roll. So you have to sew in the other part, and we have to make the coincidence with these sides. So when I have the Velcro like this, I have to fix with the needle. And I have to sew in the same way. This part of the Velcro it's a little bit difficult, because this part makes that sometimes the thread remains here, so you always have to put the thread outside. And you have to do the same that you have done with the other one. You have to sew all the rectangle. Look, I sew all the rectangle of this part of the Velcro, and when I arrive until the end, I make a point, and in this way I'm going to do it the last point here, and the knot I'm going to do it in this part because this is the part that goes inside. I got it. And okay, I have this part of the Velcro and this part of the Velcro. So next part is the part of the plastic. So I take a folder and I'm going to cut it to half in order to have a rectangle. Okay, so the plastics you can have a bag, a folder, raincoat, old raincoat. So look, the plastic has to be, the dimensions of the plastic has to be more than the dimensions of the fabric, because we have to, after that we have to put in the other side. So, and when I have that, like this, I have to use these needles to fix the plastic with the fabric. So there is a very important part, that the drawing of the plastic, the drawing of the fabric has to be here and the plastic on it. So the result is like this. So outside has to be the other part of the fabric, but the drawing of the fabric has to be inside. So now you have to fix the plastic with the folder with the needles. You have to leave more or less a finger, because we are going to sew it with the plastic with the fabric. You have to have something like this. It's important to fix them with the needles, because when you sew it, the plastic doesn't have to move, because otherwise the final result is not right. Maybe it's useful for you to make a line where you want to sew. For example, in this way, you can make the line where you want to sew. So maybe it's helpful for you to make the sewing straight, okay? Not like this. So I am going to do it, and it's important to make all this shape, the shape of the Boc'n roll, but you have to leave 10 centimeters without sewing, more or less 10 centimeters without sewing, because it's the way that you're going to turn out. So here in this part you don't have to sew it. We have to leave a hole in order to turn out the Boc'n roll. So I'm going to finish to make the lines, and I'm going to start to sew all the shape of the fabric with the plastic. But remember, this part from here to here you don't have to sew. Well, when I finish to sew all the shape of the Boc'n roll without this part that is free, there is a hole, I have to make a knot. I make the knot, and I cut. And now this part is very important too, because there are some parts that we don't need it anymore, so we have to cut them. We have to cut in order that everything is at the same distance. the same distance to the sewing part. Look. Be careful not cut this part of the Velcro. When we finish to cut everything, we throw out the needles that you have. And now, for the hole, we turn out it. So you notice that the fabric, the drawing of the fabric is outside now. And look, in this part, this Velcro part, you have to make with the scissors to cut a little bit. Just the part, you have to cut just the part that there is the Velcro. Okay. You can cut, don't worry about that. You can cut the piece of fabric that you don't need anymore. Because we are going to sew this part again, and we are going to sew the part of the hole, okay? We are going to sew this part. The procedure is the same. When you finish to sew this part, you have to sew this part. Okay, so for do that, you have to fold a little bit these parts. Until all this hole has to be closed. So this is the part that we cut to close the hole, and now the rock and roll is finished. So we can fold and you see that it is our Boc'n roll, and that's all.